My name is Avery Kaplan, and I'm super excited to welcome Will Speck and Josh Gordon to Comics Beat's YouTube channel today. We're here to discuss Hitmonkey Season 2. So my first question is going to take us back a little bit to the beginning of this series. You were already longstanding creative partners when you co-created Hitmonkey. I'm curious what led to your involvement with the series, and what's the road been like since then?
It's been really rocky. We've had a lot of ups and downs. No. What led us to the road of Hitmonkey is actually kind of a strange thing, but it comes from a pure place, which the best things do. We had read a big stack of Marvel sort of off-brand comics, with sometimes characters that were one-offs like Hitmonkey. And there was something about the origin story that was so sticky to us because it was emotional, but it was comedic, it was strange, it was different, and it didn't just feel like the guy in the cape. There was something about the vulnerability of this animal who sort of became a killer of killers, and the idea of doing something in genre that was just really exciting and an adventure for us, and a character that really stuck with us. We talked to Marvel TV at the time, which was Jeff Loeb, about doing it, and he suggested doing it animated, obviously. And now here we are 2 seasons later, and what's been really fun is that we tried to honor and build off of the original source material, which is so great and provocative and smart, and taking the reins from there. We've really been able to invent a whole world and narrative for Monkey, and also his relationship with Bryce, which is similar to the idea of partnership, which is something we know a lot about and usually somehow works itself into our work. The cast that we've assembled, both first season, but especially second season, has been just exceptional, and just more seats at the table. So that's a long answer to a short question, but it's been a journey, and one that we're really happy to be talking to you about.
This one's kind of related. You mentioned your initial reaction upon discovering the premise of Hitmonkey, but I'm curious if your thoughts on Hitmonkey have changed over the years.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, the original reaction was always, what a rich, kind of origin story that is both, laced with this dark, gallows humor, but also is really about a rumination on violence and the effects that it has. What it's sort of progressed to is really, sorry, bringing in all these other characters like Iris and Eunice and all these other characters that are touched by the violence that was wrought in the show, and how deep and rich those stories could be to tell.
Definitely. What went into the process of introducing the new characters in season 2?
We basically had to figure out, like any narrative structure, where they fall, where, at what point to bring them in, and then to figure out, like a snowball gaining momentum, who to hold on to through the journey and who to let go of. There's obviously, having seen it, I'm sure that there's ancillary characters that kind of come in for a quick beat here and there, but what was exciting is we were able to really build kind of our own sort of Avengers unit around Bryce and Monkey in this season. Whereas in the first season, it was very much about them against the world. And this really is about, the finding of family and redemption and connection. And in doing that, it just naturally lent itself to building out the ensemble. So I think, their entry point was slow with each character, but once they sort of get up and running as the episodes progress, so does the names on the call sheet.
Was it a challenge to give every character like such a rounded arc?
No, I mean, it wasn't a challenge. It wasn't a challenge, but it was something we knew we wanted to do. We knew that each of these characters, had something to say about this journey and something back onto our core characters. So, it certainly took planning, and we kind of had, even when we were writing season 1, we knew where we would go with season 2, and even an eventual season 3, if it ever happened. We knew kind of how to arc all those things out. the trick was always giving these characters satisfying resolutions at the end of the seasons without stopping the momentum of their plot, you know.
Is there any chance we'll see a third season?
We really hope so.
We
So
hope so, you never know.
let's say yes, in terms of the manifestation rule, yes.
Definitely. So from your perspective, what are the most important themes of Hit Monkey season 2, and how did you go about drawing these out?
You know, that really is about, you know, you can never go back. You know, the choices you make in your life, this was always, this character and this series was always sort of like a Western or a Yakuza revenge saga, where there's sort of an idea that once you pick up a gun in anger, you can never really put it down. So if you look at, you know, most Westerns and most, you know, Kurosawa films, if you look at even films like Drive, you know, it's always about the sort of gunslinger, you know, evolves, but it's too late for them to kind of go back and live the normal life and live with the people in town, essentially. And that's really what this season unpacks. It unpacks the repercussions of your actions, really starting with Bryce and then infecting Monkey and then infecting Akiko, you know, who's Olivia Munn's character, and infecting, you know, Iris, who is Kristen Milioti's character. And all of these characters are essentially tainted by the choices that were made before them. So that was really the themes of the show.
That's really fascinating. Do you have any memorable anecdotes from during production that you can share with us?
I mean, the incredible Halloween costumes from the animation house at Floyd County. I mean, they would spend literally months producing these like incredible, you know, the Hit Monkey character was one of the best costumes I've ever seen. So I mean, just like those are amazing. Like when you spend years working on something like this, it just starts to infect your life. Or you know, somebody was walking on the street and saw a person that looked exactly like one of our characters and was like sending a photograph. They were like, this is that character in real life, you know. So just like amazing, like, you know, ways in which this show just starts to infect your life.
Okay, so I think I have time for one more question. Together, you have told stories through a variety of formats. I'm curious what particular advantages the animated serialized format affords.
I mean, look, we started as writers, so the great thing about animation is that you're able to write the scripts and then see a rough version of them before you have to finalize them. So unlike in live action, where you shoot something and you go, oh God, why did I shoot it that way? Now I have to live with it for all eternity. Here, you can watch something and go, boy, that third act didn't really land the way we thought it would. Let's rewrite it and redraw it a little bit. And so you can't do it on everything, but the ability to kind of get a do-over in animation really helps the scripts be tighter, and it's a really satisfying way to work. So we have been bitten by the animation bug. We're pitching another animated show now. Like we're really wanting to continue in this format, even while we continue to do live action stuff.
Well, that's super exciting to hear because Hit Monkey was outstanding. So everyone make sure you watch both seasons on Hulu. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been wonderful.